Also, next time I see you, you better have some good treats. Some really good treats. You need to look at treats on a scale of 0 to 10. Right? 1 is probably killer. Yes? 10 is probably escargot. Nobody likes escargot? Whoa. All right, go away.
Smells good.
Here, let me have that cover. Your treats should be on a scale of 1 to 10. Right? If you're training new behaviors, you might want to consider using 8s or 10s. So I'm working on a new behavior with him. It's called SIT, STAND, before we get to walk around, right? So I'm going to show you how I'm doing this, and he doesn't know it yet. First of all, I'm going to let him know. Come on.
Down. No, those aren't for you. That's how you look at those trees.
Excellent. Good boy. That was a good job. Come on. Wiggle your rump. I'm going to teach you wiggle your rump. That way we're at ABC. If we wiggle our male rumps, we'll probably get extra points for those. Sit.
We now have a blackmail tape.
Nice.
Put that one on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm going to do another one. Sit. Sit. Okay, that's how much progress we've made. I didn't lure him. I'm prompting him. Right now I'm prompting him with no food in my hand. I started with a lure. So now I'm prompting him, and I haven't put the word STAND on it yet. I have not attached the word. Why have I not attached the word?
Because the word doesn't mean anything to him yet.
How about, you know the old expression, what you are is what you eat? Right? I think it's true. That's a chocolate thing. Anyway, the bottom line is, what you call is what you may get. So if you start attaching the word before the behavior is reliable, what is reliable? It's predictable, it's perfect, and you know he's going to do it. If you start calling STAND before the elements of fluency or the elements of predictability are there, you may have to live with it forever. It may always be a, open quotes, shitty, close quotes, stand. Are you with me? So we don't have those elements yet, although we're close. Sit. Nice. Okay? You want to go over and get a piece? Come on back. Sit. Down. Very nice. Sit. Oops. Sit. That was okay. Stand. Perfect. Yes. Yes. Do you want another piece of that puzzle? Puzzle tonight, or you want to wait? Okay.
Give her another piece.
Okay. I'm going to tell you what the secret is. In the old days, sit. Excellent. Look at that. Right? No treat, no food, my man. In the old days, I was a master of, you give the command, SIT. The dog doesn't do it. What do? 5 points. Count it. SIT, 1. Dog blows it. No, which is the negative marker, plus P, positive punishment. Whack on a scale of 1 to 10 with the prong collar. What is that? 1, 2, 3. Then you restate the command. Sit. The dog sits, Excellent. Smile, talk, touch, purple, praise, throw the palm, same kind of reward system, whatever you want. Now watch this. Hey, baby. Sit. That's such a good job. Let's say he didn't do it. I mean, he's doing it more and more. Have you noticed? Compared to what he was even 2 weeks ago. Now, what I do is, number one, I ask him for the behavior. Number two, he blows me off. So I say, you could say violet, you could say purple, you could say poof. I use OOPS, right? I turn my head away and I count to 2. 1001, 1002. That took the place of the what? Of the jerk, of the plus P. I now get a minus P. What is a minus P? What does a minus sign mean? You take something away. I take something away from the little guy that he really wants, that he likes or he values, which is our relationship, which is his attention. My attention to him, right? So that's 1, 2, 3. I restate it. Sit. Excellent! Okay? So if you just noticed, the old masters who knew how to use compulsion, what are just 2 problems with compulsion? What's the problem with the prong? Yes, it is. Anybody who tells you it doesn't work never really mastered it, right? But what is the problem with it?
It hurts.
Yeah, so what does that mean?
It's punishment.
Well, so is the other one, punishment, and it hurts. But what does it mean? What does it do to the organism, to the dog? It increases the dog's arousal, right? And it increases his anxiety. What's going on? What's going on? Right? If you do that with people or with animals, guess what happens? The learning process shuts down. They cannot learn, or they cannot learn as efficiently as when they're clear, connected, and feel good. Everybody's had test anxiety. Isn't that the same thing? Isn't that kind of a plus P psychologically? Isn't that inducing a state of stress? Okay, so that's just on the surface. What's the major problem though? What is the definition of an excellent relationship with the dog? Relationship equals what?
Consistency and positives.
Relationship equals what? Trust. Remember that? Relationship equals trust. Then the next question is, what is trust? And I'm, along with Gail Fisher, am defining trust now as the history of positive events that take place between you and your dog. Right? So when your dog looks at you, hey buddy, yes. He feels good. He feels good because he's had thousands of positive interactions with you. And he's not afraid with you. If I prong him, what happens to the trust relationship?
It's kind of shaky because they think they're going to get hurt.
Right? And we all know how well dogs remember. So, that in a nutshell, there's a lot more to it than that. But that's where I see the use of operant conditioning, positive reinforcement with clicker training, and the use of punishment. And I want to do an article, actually I want to do a lecture on how we should punish our dogs. Should bring them out with wooden strength, with hatchets, you know? How to punish your dogs. Because you see, you're punishing your dog all the time. So you should be conscious about it, and humane about it, and it should serve a purpose. Makes sense? Put the dog in the crate and walk away because he's being a pain in the rump. Is that punishment?
Yeah.
Yes, it's punishment. It's not plus P, it's minus P, because you're taking away his opportunity to have his relationship with you, which means everything. But you're always doing that. You're always doing that. So when the dog's pulling on the lead and you jerk on the lead, is that punishment? Absolutely. Is a head halter a premier collar punishment? Yes. It's a form of compulsion, right? We're doing it all the time. there are a lot of people who are running around pretending that they don't punish animals. I think they're lying to themselves, and if they're lying to themselves, they're confusing their animal. You need to be clear about the signals that you send to your animal. So that's kind of a little taste of the heart of where I'm going to go Sunday. There's a whole lot more to that. Make any sense? Okay, let's get to work. Punish your dogs, because you see, you're punishing your dog all the time. So you should be conscious about it, and humane about it, and it should serve a purpose. Make sense? Put the dog in the crate and walk away because he's being a pain in the rump. Is that punishment?
Yeah.
Yes, it's punishment. It's not plus P, it's minus P, because you're taking away his opportunity to have his relationship with you, which means everything. But you're always doing that. You're always doing that. So when the dog's pulling on the lead and you jerk on the lead, is that punishment? Absolutely. Is a head halter a premier collar punishment? Yes. It's a form of compulsion, right? We're doing it all the time. There are a lot of people who are running around pretending that they don't punish animals. I think they're lying to themselves, and if they're lying to themselves, they're confusing their animal. You need to be clear about the signals that you send to your animal. So that's kind of a little taste of the heart of where I'm going to go Sunday. There's a whole lot more to that.